What's good, fam? Welcome to yet another jelly printing video, and as you can see, there's a lot going on here. And that is because y'all, we finna wild out. As you can see on my desk, I have like everything but the kitchen sink. We've got doodads, we've got knickknacks, we've got actual art tools. We're about to really do things. And the things that we are about to do is see if we can turn, well, anything into a stamp. We've got string, we've got fake flowers, we've got earrings, we've got, like I said, actual art tools. Da-da-da! We about to have some fun. That's what I'm trying to get down to. Obviously, we're going to just start off with some paint, and I am using this fluorescent, you better look at me pink. That's not what it's actually called, so don't try to Google that because that's not what it's actually called. But you better look at this paint. We're going to roll it out. Get a nice good roll out of this paint. And this was a good rollout too, I must say. I'm going in with these earrings first, these bamboo earrings that have since, they were cheap, so they are not the color that they used to be. And I'm going and gently pressing them into the jelly plate. You don't want to be too rough because you can poke a hole in your jelly plate. And that's not what I'm trying to do because jelly plates are not inexpensive. They are not inexpensive. And I'm going in, just pressing all the earrings that I have into the plate so that it leaves behind an impression. And it's pretty fun. The hardest part though is trying not to touch the paint with my fingers as I press the earrings into the plate. And my dog is drinking water in the background if you hear that. She is staying hydrated, so I hope you are too. Now we're gonna make sure to take special care pressing this paper into the paint. Elbow grease, y'all. Elbow grease. We really want this mess to show up. Not this mess, this cool stuff to show up in the print. And show the heck up it did, y'all. Look at these. Look at these impressions that was made in the paint. Oh my gosh. They actually look really cool. They look kind of like photo negatives, just pink. Now you can really see the details, y'all. The details. Now I'm excited for this next one. We're gonna be using these fake flowers. There is only fake nature in mine home. Real nature does not come into my home. It doesn't, because what real nature brings is bugs. And we don't like bugs in this house. We're not a fan. So we're rolling out this paint. Ooh, man, my rollout game, these last few videos, y'all, top tier, top. It's up there. Going in, this one, I didn't really know how I was going to use these fabric flowers, and I definitely didn't know how they were going to show up because as you can imagine, it's extra hard not to touch the jelly plate that's painted with wet paint with my fingers when I'm having to literally press onto the fabric flowers with my fingers. So I'm just kind of doing the best that I can. Taking care to hopefully try to only press on the petals when I press them onto the paint. And this one was much easier because there was still a little stem left behind. Now we're gonna try to pull this print, y'all. Elbow grease. Here we go. Man, such a slow pull, but so satisfying. Especially when you pick up all the paint. And look at this. I was actually surprised at the level of detail that came through, especially for that last flower. Because since it's cloth, it's not going to hold its shape as well, but you really kind of get that texture. And now I'm about to think that I'm really doing something as I try to pull a print of yarn. I really thought the fibers, the fibers would be really cool. But then as soon as I put it down, I realized, like, how do I make the actual impression go onto the paint like the other things? I can't really press it on without putting my finger. So I tried to use the brayer, and look at all these marks it left behind. Like, that's really what I'm pulling a print of, is the marks left behind by the brayer. So we're pulling up this print. Yep, and look at that. Just a beautiful print of marks left behind by the paper. You can almost kind of, if you have the 20th of 20th visions, see a sliver of the yarn, but not really. I ain't even gonna hold you. Not really. I think I wanted to believe that there was something there. There wasn't. So we're going in with this lavender. This is not our grape jelly purple. We are switching it up. And I don't know why, but I really want to give this yarn another try. I guess I thought the air in my waves was just trying to lay it on the jelly plate. So maybe if I put a little pressure on the sides. Look at that. Look at how that still doesn't do much. The whole middle, when I put it on, still ain't doing nothing. And even the little impressions that it's making on the side doesn't look like yarn. It just looks like I have tried to put pressure on a thin thing on either sides of the jelly plate. But, this was a week of experimentation. This technique is all about experimentation. So we are experimenting. Yes, we are. And look at our experiment. Look at it. You see that? Isn't it basic? It's basic. This thing didn't do nothing, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's a print. So I've got this huge jar of old jewelry, and a lot of the necklaces have chains. So I'm going in to try to pick the heaviest chain that I think will make an impression. As you can see, this is a tangled mess, a hopelessly tangled mess, but try I am. When I tell y'all this is sped up and chopped and screwed, I spent at least half of 60 minutes trying to untangle this one necklace that for whatever reason didn't have a clasp. Eventually, I said, who got time for this? So I went, got my little wire cutters. I really didn't want to cut the necklace. That's why I waited so long to go for that, but I had to do what I had to do. And so we go in and we do a little snippety snip, and then, look at that. There's a clasp. There's actually a clasp that I could have used this entire time. I had to go get me a strong drink. My preferred strong drink is Welch's white grape juice. So here it is, using that lavender again. Good old lavender. We're rolling it out. Roll game strong. Now, look at that. Look at that. Do you see that? You see this thing that we worked so hard for? You see it? You see how it was absolutely not worth it? Do you see that? Do you see it? Do you see it? Oh, you don't see it yet? Just wait till the print's pulled up. Look at it. Look at what we waited 45 minutes for. Look at it. Look at what my ancestors and I slaved for. Let's move on. Let's move on. Next up, we've got our leaves. And of course, since it's leafy greens, we've got to use a leafy green. And this is actually a really pretty green. I think it was called parakeet green, but we're calling it leafy green. And this I'm excited for and optimistic about because of how well the fake flowers turned out. So I have a good feeling about this. Still a little trepidatious pressing the leaf into the paint because, as I've said, I do not want to touch the wet paint with my fingers. That will become a distraction in the pull of the print itself, but I'm doing my best. Pulling these little things up like they're little pieces of tissue. Ta-da! It actually looks pretty cool, especially this bottom one here. It's got those cells that I like, but also like the details of the leaf. So I'm digging this one. This is something that I would do again. Going in with our good old favorite, our good old light skin turquoise. We are going in. We put on a generous amount of paint because we are not in the business of setting paint colors up for failure. We're not. I'm going in with these circle shaped things that I found. Had a lid from some jars, had these plastic cups from an old air dried clay set, and I'm just making impressions, just trying to see how they will look in the final print. This, of course, was much easier to make marks on the Gelli Plate with, seeing as I was able to get a good grip, wasn't worried about my fingers touching the wet paint, and I was able to put good pressure on these caps and containers as I pressed them onto the plate. Y'all see how this light skin turquoise doesn't even want to win? Like, oh, I be feeling like we set it up, but man, it sets itself up. But this is pretty cool though. I could see myself using those again for like some fun prints, maybe with different colors and things. Dark skin turquoise here to save the day. Captain Save a Light Skin for the win. And on this pretty dark skin turquoise, we're doing something super basic. I just kind of wanted to try it. I grabbed one of my hot glue gun sticks and just rolled it in the middle of the plate. That's all. That's all. I ain't do nothing else fancy with it. Just to see what would happen. Told you. Everything but the kitchen sink. And here we are, this roll texture. I mean, really, I probably could have gotten this with the Brayer, but at least that dark skin turquoise is just a pretty color. We got our grape jelly purple. And this time, look at me. I'm being daring. I'm putting 2 different colors on the Gelli Plate, which y'all have never seen me do before. Like on the Gelli Plate. Like not rolling one out first. Just putting it on. We just mix it. I used the little Brayer so that I could keep spots with some specific color, like that really pale pink. I wanted it to be concentrated in some spots. So I kind of just like used the little Brayer to kind of allow it to breathe without the suffocation of the grape jelly. Now I'm going in with these actual art tools and just making marks on the plate. All kinds of marks, just no reason, no rhyme. One of the things I wish I'd done sooner was like clean it off in between so that it could be kind of clean when I'm picking up paint from it. But it's okay, this is just an experiment. We are experimenting. And I like the way these colors kind of blended together with the small brayer, using them both on the plate. Don't know that I love the color combination, which I should have remembered from when I used these two colors together before, but you know, you live and you learn. Now for this last print, and I'm rolling out the light skin turquoise yet again. We don't give up, y'all. We do not give up. And I'm going to just pull a single color of that. And plus, it's got all the remnants of the colors that we used beforehand, like that very pale pink, that grape jelly purple. And look at how it all turned out. It looks really cool. I especially like at the top there, it almost looks like a ghost. Y'all see that? Y'all see that ghost at the top? And it looks like it's out here pointing like, you. Yeah, you over there. Now it's time to review our prints. First one, with all the earrings that left like just such a good impression on me. That detail that you could see, especially on the bamboo earrings, chef's kiss, no tomatoes. And then the second one with the fake flowers, the fabric flowers, and the detail that came through on that last blue flower, so good. This when our first attempt with the yarn, and our second disappointing attempt with the yarn, you cannot say that we didn't try, because we did. And this thing took 40 minutes for absolutely nothing. That just was a complete waste of time and a disgrace to my ancestors. And then the leaves look so good. Oh, the textures it left behind, and just this pretty leafy green that I love so much now. I need to use it more often. Light skin turquoise, back in its usual state of action. The circles are cool. Color is cool. Where it showed up, where it showed up is really cool. This dark skin turquoise that saved the day, because can you even call this a print? I mean, you can, because it's paint on a paper, but it ain't really doing nothing. And the second to last one, where we got bold, we put two colors straight up on the Gelli plate, made some marky marks, and got this result. Again, it's that color combo. I wish I had cleaned off the little tool in between. And then we got our little ghost friend, you over there. You. That's the you print. And I like it so much. It's actually probably my favorite. We came, we did things. I had fun. I hope that you did too. And until next week,